I'm Ben Lanz, Executive Advisor for APC Media, Power Systems Technology Magazine. We're here at IEEE Grid Edge in San Diego, California, to interview thought leaders in our industry, to hear their insights into the challenges that we've been facing for the last couple years and what do we need to be working on. Through these interviews, we're going to bring their insights to you, our readers. I hope you enjoy. Our next guest is Rob Kondziolka. Welcome.
Ben, good to be here.
And it's great to have you here at Grid Edge. I'd like to know, in your current role with Cal ISO Western Energy Markets, that you're the chair of the board, is that right?
That is correct.
And in your current role, what is it that you're doing to help our industry?
So this is especially important in the West, where we've not had energy markets as we have in the East. And so we started off having what is known as an energy imbalance market, which is affectionately called a real-time market.
Okay.
And now we are adding a day-ahead market, and that will be where most of the energy gets scheduled. The board oversees the policies, and it oversees all of the tariff changes.
So you're really at the policy level. That's really almost a 30,000-foot look at the industry from a power standpoint, and power flow and power development. What parts of that are you?
And it's really, it really goes towards energy efficiency. It's to make the dispatch of energy to load as efficient as possible.
Okay, and I would assume there's all kinds of constraints and chess pieces that you need to move around.
And as you can imagine, think about with the introduction of all the variable resources that we've had, again, particularly in the West, it's required new products to be developed. So, where we before used to have basic reserve requirements, now we have ramping products to be able to respond to the need where either wind or solar photovoltaic either is going up too rapidly or down too rapidly. And something needs to make up that difference.
Right. Wow. That's all kinds of challenges. So we're here at Grid Edge, so we're thinking about the Grid Edge, and you're looking at it from a 30,000-foot view, but you're also on a panel session here for wildfire and providing your experience in that area, which is fantastic. But from your perspective, what are some of the challenges that you feel from a Grid Edge standpoint that we are doing a good job as an industry solving? What are some of those things to make a more resilient, reliable, and sustainable grid?
So you touched on my favorite topic, which is resiliency. I've written some papers on resiliency, and I've worked for or helped NERC on resiliency.
Oh, really?
And so I think it's really heartening to see that resiliency is playing a bigger role and is getting more attention, because it does need to have more attention, because this is where I think we need to have more of our impetus. We need to have more resources put into addressing resiliency over reliability. And I say that because we've really matured reliability ever since the Energy Policy Act of 2005, where we had the mandatory reliability standards. We've come a long way. And so now the question is, do we keep improving the reliability, or do we move forward and get more of the resiliency issues addressed?
And you would define resiliency as the ability to withstand a probably a
high impact, low frequency event,
Okay.
and have fast recovery. I think it's really important that instead of having a home which has improving and considerably more reliability, such that you have one 15-second outage in a year, as opposed to, I know that if something big bad happens, my power company is going to have me restored rather rapidly, and I'm not going to be going 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not knowing what's going on.
Well, so many of us can't even do our job without power now, right? Even if we're working remotely or working in an office, it's heavily involved in energy, or it's our mode of transportation, it's our way of life, right?
Yeah, think about all of the services to critical infrastructure in general. So think police services, fire departments, banking, financial. Think about your water supply, think about your sanitary systems. All that comes into play, and really we can't afford to have the power system out that long and keep those systems in play.
So resiliency, excellent.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, when you're looking out 3 to 5 years, where are the challenges that you think we need to focus on, especially from a grid edge standpoint, but from your 30,000 foot view?
It would continue on that path on resiliency. And I say that is we've come a long way. I don't believe that the industry still has as good of a handle on where we need to be with resiliency as where we are right now. I think a lot of times resiliency gets caught up with just better reliability. And most of the time when people talk about resiliency, they talk about making things stronger, in other words, not break as much. And that's a component of resiliency, but it doesn't go the full throttle. And so I think there needs to be a better understanding and more engagement and more technology on how we make our system more resilient, because if we're going to have electrification and where we have reliance on electricity for almost everything, it's got to be better than what it is today.
Right. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
So again, we're here at Grid Edge. You've got a panel session even this afternoon. Is this your first time at Grid Edge?
It is.
Yeah. So another IEEE event. And what's your impressions of Grid Edge?
Great opening sessions this morning. I thought they were very topical. I thought they really provided some good vision, and having that vision to where it's looking out ahead, not just here in what's going on today, but to get people thinking about 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now.
Right. A lot of these sustainability, reliability, and as you said, increasingly more important, resiliency questions are more of a strategic discussion that's a societal decision as opposed to just the utilities, just the regulators. And we really need to come together. And it sounds like you're hearing some of that vision of where we need to go.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
great.
I thought they really talked about some of those issues. Just using one example, future resources. What are those future resources going to look like, and where are they coming from?
Right. Well, any further comments?
I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and engage with those who are attending. This is great attendance, and I really think it helps when those who attend are here. They're not getting the same opportunity maybe I had when I was able to grow up through the industry. I had a lot more colleagues than most of the folks today do. I had more mentors than most of the folks have today. And being able to attend a conference such as Grid Edge, I think provides those who do attend with more openings on the big picture, but also drilling down into insights on, let's say, specific technology that they wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to hear.
Very good, Rob. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Excellent, thank you.